Welcome to the Expect Success Podcast, a presentation of GeorgeBollock.com with your host, George Bollock. This podcast is for all things personal development. Don't expect success, prepare for it. Please welcome your host, George Bollock.
Welcome to Expect Success at GeorgeBollock.com. Now, in addition to listening to our podcast, you could also view the video format on YouTube at GeorgeTube.com. Brian Buffini is a master motivator in the spirit of Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, and Napoleon Hill, and can be heard regularly on his podcast, The Brian Buffini Show, that explores mindsets, motivation, and methodologies of success. Today, Brian talks to us about something we bring up quite often: consistency. Listen to Brian.
When I first talked to my mother about coming to the States for 2 weeks, she says, "Oh no, not at all, I couldn't do it." I said, "Ma'am, I need you to come, I need you to come." "No way, I can't do it, couldn't take a ticket." And so she had a credit union account, and the credit union balance was, if you kept a balance of £1,000, when you died, they'd pay your funeral expenses. And so she goes, "All right, if you need me to be there, I'm going to take the credit union money." Okay? She couldn't give her anything, because she's a giver. You follow me? So I go, "Ma'am, it's already too late. I've bought the tickets, first class, you're coming over. They're non-refundable." Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. So the first year, she goes out and she buys herself a suit to fly on first class. Comes over, her and Dad, they stay 2 weeks, have the time of their life, yada, yada, come on back. The next year, "Ma'am, would you come over?" "Well, you know, I might now. I might, yeah." And the next year they came for a month. Okay? Loved it. This kept going on. Eventually I bought the condo. "Oh no, don't, honey, don't. Now all of a sudden, she's getting the hang of it. Well, one year I sent the jet. She liked that. So the following year, I was doing a tour, and I was going all over, down in South Africa. I was doing all these things. I was doing a bunch of travel, and they were actually going to be coming over. Initially, the first 2 weeks they were coming, I wasn't even going to be in the country. And I call her up, and I go, "Man," and then there's no negotiation, there's no problems. And I go, "Ma'am, just so you know, 2 first-class tickets, Aer Lingus, Irish food, Irish flight attendants. You'll be going from Dublin straight into LA. We'll have the limo pick you up right into the condo, da-da-da. The family's looking forward to seeing you. I won't be there for a couple of weeks, yada, yada. It's going to be great. Can't wait to see you." And she goes, "Huh. So you're using the jet, are you?" Created a monster. Here's the thing. Working on myself, putting the good stuff in, doing the simple things, and doing them over time changed my world. And then it changed my economic world. And then it changed my wife's world and my kids' world. But then it changed my mom and dad's world, and it changed my brother's world. And then, after that, it started to change other people's world, too. Here's the thing. Let me tell you this. I ain't anybody special. Honest to God, ask my wife. You got the same gifts given to you by the same giver. You have phenomenal gifts available to you. And if you will just invest in yourself and grow yourself and be yourself and stay disciplined to doing the best things for your customers and for your clients, and then taking care of the money when it comes in, over time, you will be a huge success.
Now, that's awesome. For more from Brian Buffini, simply search YouTube. Tons of great content there. And be sure to visit his website, BrianBuffini.com. His best-selling book, The Immigrant Edge, How to Make It Big in America, is available at his website and or Amazon.com. And remember, as the late great Jim Rohn used to say, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Today I've been hanging out with Brian Buffini. Keep up the momentum. Subscribe to our newsletter so you never miss another episode. We'll catch you on the next show. And thanks a million for listening. See ya.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Expect Success Podcast with your host, George Bollock. If you enjoyed today's podcast, please rate, subscribe, and review. And find more great content online at GeorgeBollock.com and on Facebook and Twitter at George Bollock. We'll catch you next time. And remember, don't just expect success, prepare for it.